Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sonic Multiverse. If you haven't seen the previous part, I'd recommend you do that before watching this. But without further delay, let's jump right in. Rouge flew majestically past the nightclubs of Central City. The special agent was looking for the Chaos Emeralds, and she had tracked down one of them to her old stopping grounds. Club Rouge. Seems quite fitting that a Chaos Emerald would find its way to my casino. Makes it a little too easy for me, though. Oh well, let's find this gem. The bat soared around her place of business until eventually finding a purple, glowing emerald. Jackpot. But before Rouge could claim her prize, a figure emerged from the shadows. Standing before the bat was a towering Badnik. Its silver arm suddenly grabbed the Chaos Emerald.
Chaos Emerald acquired.
Omega? I didn't expect you to get here this quick. What's wrong with your voice chip? It was then Rouge took a better look at the machine. This was not E123 Omega.
My designation is Chaos Gamma. You and the Chaos Emerald now belong to the Eggman Empire.
Rouge wasn't amused. Yeah, that's sweet, sugar. How about you just give me the Chaos Emerald and I'll be on my way? Rouge suddenly attacked with a flying kick, sending the rebuilt Gamma hurling into a wall. In the crash, Gamma dropped the Chaos Emerald. Rouge quickly snagged it and flew off.
This outcome was unforeseen. Solution: chase and destroy if necessary. Secure the Chaos Emerald at all costs.
Back at Tails' house, Shadow was explaining to Mighty and Ray what had happened in the last few months. We both used a joint chaos control to stop the Ark. I was going to fall to Earth, but Sonic, he used the remaining bit of chaos energy he had to save my life. I only wish I could have returned the favor. The pair took in the information. They were both naturally sad, but Mighty was the first to speak up. Don't blame yourself, Shadow. It wasn't your fault. I'm sure if the roles were reversed, you would have done the same for him. Just how Sonic is, he always did like having the last say. Well, you got that right. A voice came from across the room. It was none other than Tails. Sonic did have a habit of doing things his own way. Ray spoke up. Oh, hey, sorry for just barging in, but we had to talk about a couple things. Hey, don't sweat it. I knew you guys have been here for hours.
You did?
Of course. I mean, what self-respecting scientist wouldn't have a surveillance system? And the moment I saw Shadow was here, I knew it had to be important. Shadow smiled. Glad to see you're prepared, kid. Say, we have this machine we need you to look into. Oh, does Omega need another tune-up? Tails was suddenly cut off as a giant explosion could be heard from the backyard. Maybe he does. The gang moved to the backyard to see Omega and Emerald sparring.
Feeble Gizoid, this is your first test. Dodge the bullets, or your training will cease.
Omega, what do you think you're doing?
Are we not meant to learn more about this Gizoid? To do so, we must test its limits. Trial by fire is the best solution.
Mighty then spoke up. There's better ways to test him than this, Omega. Meaningless violence won't solve anything. Emerald took note of his words. Won't solve anything. Though he was physically unable, Omega practically rolled his eyes at that statement.
Pah! Clearly you do not understand the art of war. Very well, I will cease these tests. For now.
Very well. As for now, we should. Shadow was cut off by another large explosion in the distance.
I assure you, that one was not me.
Tails' voice rang from inside the house. Guys, you might want to come see this. As the group ran in, Tails turned on his satellite TV to show footage of a black and red robot destroying parts of Central City, trying to capture Rouge the Bat. So, looks like Eggman's after the Chaos Emeralds too.
Another E-Series? How delightful. Bring me to the battlefield so I may destroy it.
More shockingly still, two silver robots highly resembling Emerald appeared on the footage. They too were trying to attack Rouge. Come on, Rouge may need our help. Without much delay, the heroes set off to put an end to the chaos. Considering the circumstances, Rouge had been holding her own impressively well, but before long, the robots finally began to overwhelm her. One of the silver gizoids kicked her out of the sky, but before it could finish her off, a sudden yell could be heard. Chaos Spear! Shadow plunged his energy weapon deep into the heart of the gizoid before it exploded from the impact. It took you boys long enough. I had them on the ropes, but as long as you're here, let's trash them. As Team Dark dealt with the cannon fodder Badniks and the remaining silver gizoid, Tails, Mighty, and Ray prepared to deal with Chaos Gamma. As they charged, flew, and glided into battle, Tails tried to plead out to Gamma. Look, Gamma, I didn't know you all that well, but Amy trusted you. Why are you working for Eggman again?
Logical fallacy. You are referring to my parts donor, E102 Gamma. I am Chaos Gamma, loyal servant to the Eggman Empire.
Quite frankly, I don't care who you are. Just stand down. This doesn't have to get violent.
Once more, you are incorrect. If you will not kneel before Lord Eggman, then you will die.
Chaos Gamma prepared his blaster, but before he could fire at the heroes, Emerald stepped in the line of fire. Doesn't solve anything.
Ancient robot, step aside or be terminated.
Violence doesn't solve anything. Not wishing to deal with the orange gizoid anymore, Chaos Gamma attempted to just slap him away. But when he did, the gizoid stood its ground. Despite its small frame, it was as if the gizoid was as strong as a hulking tank.
This is unexpected.
Chaos Gamma was snapped back to reality as he took a mighty hit from the armadillo. Mighty then grabbed the robot by the legs, hurling him up into the air, only for Tails and Ray to meet him at the peak of his ascension and send him hurling back down to Earth with a flying punch.
Self-repair mode initiating. Chances of success too low to quantify. Solution: retreat. Live to fight another day.
And with that, Chaos Gamma rolled out of there before the heroes could catch him. Our heroes joined back up with Team Dark. Omega was complaining that he didn't get a chance to rip Chaos Gamma a new one. But his complaining was soon stopped when they noticed something lying in the remains of the silver gizoids. A pair of Chaos Emerald shards. When put together, they made the Red Chaos Emerald. Of all the evil things he's done, now he's defiling my lovely gems? It seems that those machines must have been powered by Chaos Emeralds. To divide them up, the doctor broke the emeralds and used their shards as a power source. As before, Emerald picked up one of the many stones he was named after and absorbed it into his body. Chaos Emerald absorbed. Power increased. Thank you all. I greatly appreciate this. Darn, I was kind of hoping to keep that. Oh well. Come on, boys. There can't be too many left. From here, the story would loosely reflect that of Sonic Battle. Of course, our cast of characters are a little different, but the general premise is the same. Emerald grows in power as they collect more and more Chaos Emeralds. Some of the emeralds they find, some of them they find as shards in the different Gizoid replicas. But eventually, they find them all. Throughout all this, Shadow is still conflicted. He wants to give Emerald a fair chance, as he sees that he has potential for good. But he can't deny that he was built for war. But after a bit of sleuthing from Rouge, they discovered something in Gerald's notes. A program that would eliminate all of Emerald's destructive nature. Bring hope to humanity. When the time came, as Emerald absorbed the seventh emerald, his true nature was awoken. A third eye opened on his forehead as Emerald began to recite the words of his programming. Show me power, or I will not obey. I represent all things and shall become Gizoid, the conqueror of all. Mighty stepped up to do the honors. Emerald, I've only known you for a short while, but I know you are capable of amazing things. So I give you the command, bring hope to humanity. Emerald twitched slightly as his third eye closed. The command was accepted. Emerald was now free to choose his own path. And this is where our adaptation of Sonic Battle should have ended. But Eggman still had one trick up his sleeve. But that is for next time. So, until then, have a good day.